So, to start, before we do anything, a dancer has pretty close to perfect balance. So to create that, before we do any movement, number one, we have to be well balanced and know how to create good balance. Then we go into the movement for ourselves, dance ourselves, then we dance together. Dancing together doesn't come until number 3. So we have to have these down first. So first of all, we're going to start with our knees being bent a little bit. Now when we bend them, don't just go down. We don't want to get shorter. We actually just want to push the knees forward a little bit. So you'll go down and forward. So we're going to exaggerate a little bit. See how we push them forward? Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, you have this break back in here in your knees. You connect your hamstring to your hamstring to your calf. Okay, and that's a triangle right there. That should keep your seat right towards the ground. That's number one. Then number 2, okay, we also create a break right here in our pelvic area. This one is very, very important. Probably the most important break in all of dancing. So when we do that, we're going to exaggerate a little bit so you can see it, because remember, these are the secrets of what the good dancers do. These are the things that you don't know are going on that we're trying to give to you. Okay, so it's like snow skiing. You're like this, with the knees bent. We're going to lean forward. Now we want to straight back. The back is very straight, but it's angled forward. We don't dance straight up and down. There's no rhythm in that. When you're dancing couple dancing, you want to have rhythm, not line. Now ballet dancers use line, so they have a different center point, a different balance, and a different posture, because they're trying to create really nice lines. We're trying to create rhythm. So to do that, it's a different posture. So we bend the knees a little bit, and we lean forward. We create a break in here. Okay, would you lean forward, Stephanie, a whole bunch? She's going to exaggerate. Right. So if you can see it right here, we have right between her rib cage and her thighs, there's a connection. You should feel that connection. And right here in the pelvic area, that's the peak of your triangle. So it's your rhythm triangle. Right here, you feel the base of the triangle, here's the peak. Okay, that has to be there for rhythm, or you're really not dancing. You're pretty much just walking through patterns. Okay, now this does another good thing. When you do create this break in here, it doesn't have to be much. Now we're exaggerating so you can see it. It doesn't have to be much. The rule of thumb is you have to keep your chest plate right in front of your stomach. Okay, so we can't dance like this. That's off balance, okay? So when you're here, if you just keep your chest plate slightly in front of your stomach, that creates that break. That's all you need, right there. Okay, then next, it does another good thing, because when we also center, your center is created by putting your sternum, which is your chest plate, straight down through the front knee. And when you take a step like this, that has to stay. So if we're doing a walk, forward, okay, when we step, when this knee starts coming, it keeps changing. Once this knee starts coming out, we have to go with it, we have to go with it, we have to go with it. Okay, that gives you a lot of stillness and a lot of balance. And there's a few other things, we'll just touch on it now. That's basically it. When we get together, right now we're working on dancing for ourselves, get our own dancing going. But then later on when we get into dance posture, then we also do this. Go ahead, Stephanie. Okay, right, like that. Now that's why the ballerinas do that. That balances our bodies very well. It's like the tightrope walker. When they go across, they balance themselves like that. Now we do the same thing. And if you keep the elbow still, that contributes a lot to your balance. And all we do is put a hand up, okay, and we create this elbow. Your elbows have to be in front of your chest plate, okay? But that's nice for us because it creates the area where we dance. So I create an oval, she dances in, she creates an oval. But number one, before we connect to each other, we're actually using those for balance. That's why we don't hold on too tight to the partner. Just like Patrick Swayze says, which was true, this is my space, that's your space. We each have our own space, and no matter how close we get, we still have a lot of space to dance, a lot of freedom. Okay, so balance number 1. Okay, so now you're ready to move. Now you're ready to create the dance in yourself. We want to dance with somebody who's dancing, not just walking. So how do we dance? First we get into our posture. Number 1 for the walks. The forward walk in tango, Argentine Tango. Okay, first of all, the front foot is going to be like a walk. Okay, we're just going to walk. It's going to hit the heel like we normally do. Okay, oh, there's a little controversy on this also. Sometimes people will tell you to come forward and hit your ball first. Okay, that's originally how it was taught to be done, but when people started moving out more, it's not as conducive to hit the ball of your foot, but to hit your heel. Okay, so if you're doing small steps, you can't hit the ball of your foot first, but if you're moving a little bit, which is what a lot of people are doing now, you want to hit a heel. You can still come out with your toe, but as soon as you hit the floor, hit your heel and roll through it. And that just gives you a smoother movement and a more balanced movement. So the front foot is doing heel, flat ball, heel, flat ball, heel, flat ball, heel, flat ball. Good. Okay, but that's what we do in walking. So what makes the difference? Now, in dancing, especially tango, we power off of each foot. What that means is we're going to push off of our standing foot. Okay, that gets us there. We have all the power to make sure we don't go too fast. We're going to leave our toenail touching the floor until 2. We have 2 counts for a slow in tango. If we bring it through, we push again. We push, then you turn the toe all the way over to the toenail, push and turn it over, push and turn it over all the way. Yes, this means the knee will be bent. We can do it from this side, Steph. Okay. The knee will still be bent. We don't do it with a straight leg like that. Sometimes you'll see it in performance, but as for social dancing, it really doesn't work that well. So when you come forward and you push to turn over to that toenail, your knee is going to have to be bent. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Here we go again. We push, turn over, push, turn over, push, turn over. So the emphasized beat in tango is on the 1. It goes a rump, bump, rump. So that's why we do the push. Then we do the turn over. We're not allowed to move that foot until 2. Keep us on time. Okay, so one more time. We push, turn over, 1, 2, 1, 2. Remember, when you push, be careful. Here's the first thing that happens. We start rocking back and forth. That's why we have to keep this locked. This is one thing that stays locked for a rhythm. So when we push, we have a slight angle forward, so it feels like your chest plate's coming forward. Go ahead, Steph. Push. See how I'm pushing? Boom. She's pushing my hand right. So that your chest plate that's pushing you forward, that goes forward first. We project that. And then also later on, that's going to give us the closeness and intimacy in tango. When we're here, the closest part of our body is the chest plate. So we have this slight angle right here, so we can do the different things with our feet. But we keep our nice intimacy up there. That also contributes to your balance. Now the back movement. On a back movement, we're stepping, we reach first. We reach back and just touch the toe. Remember, this is beginning level, okay? On 1, then we roll on 2. We transfer our weight. Now when we roll, don't do this. Okay, now same thing when we're going backwards. We have to keep our center over our front foot for as long as possible. Then we transfer weight, we put our toe back there without us going to it. Then we roll again. We go toe, roll, toe, roll, toe, roll, toe. We'll go the other way. Okay? You can stay in front. And toe, roll, toe, roll, toe, roll, toe, roll, toe. Okay, we're not talking about it now. We are getting a little bit of a push off the front foot, but don't worry about that right now. So if you can get yourself staying over your front foot, so what we're trying to avoid is that your back doesn't go with your back foot because you're off balance. Okay, so if you reach your toe, you're in control. Back. With the toe, we roll, toe, roll. 1, 2, 1, 2. So we transfer our weight, the back person transfers our weight closer to the 2. They reach their leg on the 1, and you feel your hamstring reaching. So if we're doing it together, Stephanie would reach her hamstring. Feel pulling here. That feels good. And hamstring. Dancing is a lot of, especially when we max out, a lot of stretching of our body parts. Okay, so we go. She stretches. 1, 2. She reaches. 1, 2, 1, 2. Walk and walk. Okay. And there we have it. Okay. So that's your beginning level. Practice that. The main thing, get your balance. Okay. And then come back later after you have that down pat, and we'll go on to our next level. Now level 2 for the tango walks. So if you're comfortable with what you're doing, now we're going to move on. 2 go forward. Next, now we're building. We're building up to a really good tango walk. Next, the next thing you want to realize is when you come forward, like I said, we don't straighten the leg when we push. We don't do this, okay, because that makes our back end go out and we start going back and forth. Like I said, it works for ballet and jazz because that's stage dancing. You're not dancing with a partner. There's a whole set of different rules for a dancing couple. So when we move, we have to keep our seat underneath us. So before we were talking about keeping the sternum over the kneecap. When you push, if you keep your knee bent, that'll keep your seat underneath you because we don't want that going back and forth. This is a really big problem with a couple dancers. So we're trying to show you ways to remedy that. So when you come forward, what you do, you push here, you keep your heel real high, that pushes your knee forward, and that keeps your seat underneath you. Then the next thing, your top is slightly in front, so when you come here, now we also want to fall through our step. It's like fall through or follow through. Like in sports, if you ever throw anything or hit a ball, we always have follow through. We do the same thing in dancing. When we come here, we're going to push and keep our body falling forward. Now we're not going to lose balance. As soon as we get to the point where we're here and we're falling through, I call it the point of no return. Once we get through it, then we give a slight push off of the standing foot and we move into our next step. So here we go. We push that fall through comes through on the 2. So as we're keeping our toenail anchored to the ground, our top is falling through. Here we go. Ready, go. 1 fall through. 1 fall through, 1 fall through, 1 fall through, and that gives you a real smooth walk. Now when you're coming forward, another thing you have to realize, okay, is dancers don't go from foot to foot. That's walking, okay? Dancers go from in between the feet, my seat is right in the middle of my feet, to in between the feet. So that means every time I'm on one foot, I'm going through it. And that's very important for your balance and your timing and rhythm to the music. Very, very important. So here we go. We're going to do the same thing. So when we fall through, boom. When we hit, boom. When we finally hit our weight, I fall through and hit. When that foot hits right here, the weight is in between. It's not still back here. It's not over that foot. When that heel hits, boom, it's right there in the middle. Okay, Stephanie, would you do one step and stop in the middle, please? Go. Hold it right there. I'm sorry, pick that toe up, back up a second. She's doing the next part. Good. See that? So here, take another step and stop right there. Go. Oh, I'm sorry, on your between your feet. Go ahead. Stop right there. See that? So when you hit, your weight's in between. Once more, then you fall through and you hit. See that? So you feel yourself right in the middle. So you're much more balanced. You're much more balanced if you're on 2 feet. It makes sense. If you're on foot, what most people try and do is when they dance, they get on 1 foot and they try and do their movement. Okay? But if you start your movement on 2 feet, do your movement, then release your foot, you're a lot better balanced. So that's what this exercise is trying to do, on 2 feet. Now, it comes in even more handy when we're doing the back movement. Now, when we're doing the back movement, to keep ourselves to ourselves, normally what we do is step back and put our heel flat. Go ahead, put your heel flat. And that actually pulls the lady away from the guy, or if the guy's going backwards, it pulls him away from her. So now when we go backwards, the lady does her extension like we did before, but here it's very important to brace. Now you see what Stephanie's doing. That back heel stays high, this keeps the knee here, keeps the seat underneath, and she's to me. That keeps her chest plate to the partner. Then while she's there, I'm going to hold her for a second so you can see this. She's going to pick up the other foot, transfer it, then go to the next step. But you notice the whole time she did that, bring your foot forward, boom. From here to here, she's high on the ball of the foot. That's keeping her to me. Of course, we're exaggerating. That's keeping her top to me and keeping her balance. So here we go again. She walks. Boom. She's braced and braced. So she does not go, or he, whoever's going backwards, I shouldn't just say she, whoever's going backwards does not put that heel down until it's time to roll to your next step. So the whole time we're transferring weight, we are staying on the ball of the foot. So we'll do a few by ourselves. So first thing you have to do is brace. This is a tough one to comprehend. Brace right here. Now the thing we do to practice that is this. We do a rock and roll thing. We go back, see that? See how she stays on the ball? Do this a few times. Then change. Do it. Just roll with it. See that? That gives you a nice smooth transition there. You're in between the feet. You're controlled. You're bracing your back leg. And that keeps you to the partner. And that keeps your center over your front foot. Very, very important. That one will take some practice. Here we go. So now, if we dance it together, okay, I'm pushing and falling through, she's trying to brace. Okay, so if I'm trying to go that way, she's trying to go this way, that's our connection. Okay, and she just lets me win. She lightens up a little bit and we go. So here we go. And 1, I fall through, she braces. 1, 2, and 2. Good. Now here's another important aspect of that, which people don't know. Right, you notice how Stephanie's starting to put her foot back? That's what she's supposed to do. The guy is not supposed to put his foot forward. He'll kick her. The way she knows to go backwards is, you can't see it, but I'm falling into her, so she starts putting her foot back. Then when I take a step, you notice I don't move this back foot off the ground here until she's moved her foot out of the way. Then I go into her, step, swoop. As soon as I feel her move that foot, she doesn't have to be finished with it. As soon as she starts moving it, I know and I can go through so we don't kick each other. So here we go again. It's 1, 2, 1. So for a split second, both of us are standing there, and this is a tough one too, you have to practice. But you'll start feeling it, and this is how we communicate. She goes, I can feel her leg swing. As soon as I feel her leg swing, you won't see this. Like I said, these are things that you don't realize are going on. Because as soon as her leg starts moving, mine moves. So it looks like they're going together, but they're not. And this is a very important aspect of also the communication of it. And it'd be the same thing if he was going backwards. She would come through. Remember that also. Whoever's going forward is the driver. Okay? So if she's coming forward, I do the same thing. I reach my foot out of the way, and she drives through me. And ladies, do not be afraid to dance. Do not be afraid to move. And that's another misconception. Ladies are, think they have to be told everything. You have your dance going. You hear the music. The dance, the rhythm for tango, is a slow walk, a very good slow walk. So your job, even if he stops leading, is to do a slow walk forward, back, or maybe curve it around him, and we'll talk more about that later on. But then, that way, you have your dance going, you connect your two dances, and you have a lot of fun with it. Okay, so that was level 2 for that. Now practice that one, that's a tough one too, practice that, and we'll come back and do the final level for walking. So if you got the other 2 levels, you're doing very well. It takes a lot of practice to get it there, but it's going to turn you into a fantastic dancer, tango dancer. Now next, finally, at the end to keep this. Now one of the things we're trying to do when we dance is keep stillness in our top. We get a lot of the rhythm going through our body, but up here it's very still. So we have to do things in our body, our ankles, our knees, everything to keep us still so that we can keep balance and then get a good communication. That's the real enjoyment of couple dancing. So now, the next thing we're going to do, come on over here, Steph. Okay, is when we come forward, on a forward movement, the next important thing is to keep this seat underneath us. So last lesson, when you pushed off, another thing was happening is you're keeping that underneath. So you should feel like the bottom of your seat is going straight down towards the ground always. That keeps you nice and solid. Now, to contribute to that, when you push 1, right after you do your 1, you have to pop both knees forward on the 2. That keeps that underneath there. So you're still going to push like you normally do. Push, pop the knees forward. Push, pop the knees. Push, pop the knees. Exactly at the same time. Now this also does a good thing because that helps throw you forward into your next movement. So we'll do that here. The 1 is the push. The 2, we pop the knees forward. You notice that keeps our seat right underneath, so your torso is nice and still. So we go. Push, pop the knees. Push, pop the knees. Exact same time. Very important for it to go at the exact same time. Let's go this way. Go ahead. And push, pop the knees. Push. Push, pop the knees. Push. Now when we did it, I stopped to show you, okay, but when you do it, when you pop the knees, it actually throws you forward. So it slows down, but it keeps going, like we said, from between the feet to between the feet. Now it's a very important technique for keeping balance in a lot of dances, just not tango. Now, on the back one, okay, we have you bracing. Now to fill that up, when we're going forward and doing a movement for time, we push, we keep that toe there. That gives us time also to work in between the legs like we do in Argentine Tango. Now for the lady or the person going backwards, I talk about the lady because she goes backwards more than the guy. She does an extension. This time we're not going to touch the ground. So first, she gets an extension right there in her hamstring. Okay? She stretches. Then she's going to reach again. She's not going to step there because when I come into her, she's going to push and go further. So she's going to have a stationary reach and a moving reach. So she reaches once, she reaches again. Reach, reach again, reach, reach again. See that? So it looks like we're doing one extension, but we're not. We're doing 2 extensions. So you practice that one. Reach, reach again, reach. Reach again, reach, reach again. So what happens is, and this gets into the communication part of it. Now what's happening? When we come down here and I start falling into her, she gets ready by extending her leg. I can feel that. So when I feel that, she doesn't step yet. She's ready. Then I come into her and she reaches further. She reaches, tells me she's ready. I go into her. She reaches further so she can stay up with the size of my step. Boom. Okay? So that means once she's reached back the first time, when I push, she feels that, then she pushes after me. And that's another important thing to remember. We're not dancing on the same time. A slow has 2 counts, it's that long. He dances more towards the beginning of the slow. She dances more towards the end of the slow. So she's always dancing slightly behind. That gives us time to communicate so she can accept the lead and do what she wants with it. So a very important fact, most people don't know that. So now, you're going to hear me say it differently. She's going to extend, I'm going to push into her, she's going to push again and reach. So I'll try and say it slowly. So she's reaching, reach, push, reach again, reach, push, reach again, reach, push. I'm talking about the lady's part, the person going backwards. Now if the guy was going backwards, he would do the same thing. Okay, so now we're both going to do it. We're right here, we're reaching, feel the person coming, we push and we reach further. Reach, push, reach further. Reach, push, reach further. Reach, push, reach further. Right, and that gives you a really nice movement. So the only other thing now, once you accomplish that, there's just one more thing we want to cover for the person going backwards. Another thing happens, it fills up the music, which fills up our leg timing. Remember, our body has all the timings working for us. When she goes back here, walk. This foot does not drag like we did in the forward one. When we did the forward one, this back toe can draw. That's actually a good thing. But it's not if we go backwards. If we draw the heel going backwards, our back end sticks out, we're off balance, and we look kind of funny. Okay, so now what she's going to do, she's going to extend. While she's on her back foot, she's actually going to pick this front knee up first, then reach the leg back. Very important. 1, lift the knee, reach back. 1, lift the knee, reach back. 1, lift the knee, reach back. See that? And that fills up the music. It's surprising. If you leave out that little lift, you're actually dancing ahead of the music. It doesn't look like it's matching the music that much. So we're going to do it side by side. Stephanie will be a little bit in front of me. Okay, so we're here. We reach, push, pick this knee up. 1, pick the knee up. 1, pick the knee up and reach. And that's one movement. Now the common mistake is people come up here, they go boom, stop, and then go back. That's one movement in 2 directions. So when you go here, you have to go back, lift, reach, back, lift, reach, back, lift, reach. So as soon as you lift off the ground, you put that foot back there, you don't wait. And the other thing is, so that your leg looks nice, your foot looks nice, as soon as you come off that front one, you're picking your toe up a little bit. But now when you pick the foot up, you have to point your toe down right away so you have a nice appearance. 1, lift it, point it down. So you notice as soon as she lifted it off the ground, so we don't have to do much. As soon as it starts coming off, like 1/4 of an inch, that's all it has to do, then it comes up and reaches. Okay? Now practice the 2 of those exercises separately. Then when you dance it, you can feel your reach, because when you're doing this push, you're popping the knee up and you're pushing yourself backwards. So that's going to take a little practice. But there you have it. That is everything to do a perfect Argentine Tango walk.